My name is Ansley Weller, and I will be leading all of you in a meditation today. I'm based in Los Angeles, California, and I have been meditating and praying my whole life. And I use a lot of the flow state that I access through meditation in my creative work as a writer, as a producer. And I'm just so excited to be here with you for the meditation for reality hackers. And I just really want to thank Sue for being here today, and just everyone for tuning in and making the world a better place. We're in it together. No one can do it alone. So thank you for being on the team right now. So basically, before we get into the meditation, I just want to kind of explain where I'm coming from. Meditation for reality hackers. You might be basically after COVID, we're all being called to be reality hackers. The corporations, the not-for-profits are definitely picking up on that call, that invitation. You might see pretty frequently in different copy from signage or emails for not-for-profits and companies, there's this notion of reimagining the future. That is a form of reality hacking. That is harnessing the power of vision, of imagination to basically come up with new templates, new role models, new ways of being, new ways of relating to one another, relating to society. COVID was definitely a wake-up call that our systems are broken, that rather than trying to necessarily just change the system, we're being called, each and every one of us, to create the new. And it requires a real disciplining of the mind, a real retraining of the mind to be able to do that, and the heart. We have to keep our hearts open. And so once you get that that perfect model or that perfect vision, it's stepping into your power as a creator, as an artist. Like, even if you don't identify as an artist, I just want to invite you to see yourself as a creator, as an artist of your own reality. And we need you here to draw from source, from infinite intelligence, from the divine, from love, from divine love. We are asking you to draw upon some of your most amazing visions, some of your most amazing moments with one another, and use that to reprogram the future, reprogram your identity. The more changes you make to yourself, the more those changes are going to be felt by everyone and everything around you. So we've all heard of computer hacking in this internet age. It's portrayed a lot in movies, in TV shows, some hackers hacking into the Pentagon. We all know about WikiLeaks. Like, there's people that know how to get in and change the code, and sometimes for good, sometimes for not so good motives. And so what we're doing today is we're going to go in and we're going to meditate on finding those bugs in the system and recoding them. So this is high level divine alchemy, turning pain into power, darkness into light, air into truth, fear into love. And it's taking our minds to the gym today so that they can be useful tools rather than, devices that kind of run amok. So Thank you for being here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and meditate together on reality, on being a reality hacker. Okay, so go ahead and just close your eyes, get settled. Take a few deep breaths. Before we can access the mind's eye, we just have to make sure that we're comfortable, that we're feeling supported. We're bringing the wisdom of source, the frequency of heaven to the earth right now. We are channels for the divine. We are ambassadors for the divine, for the higher realms. And together, let's just align with a parallel reality or a parallel universe that is the perfect role model. In creation, there's 3 stages. First, you have to see it. Let's say you're designing a dress. First, you see it. So let's start with something small. Before we move on, let's start with a dress. Keep your breath going. Every breath you take, you're connecting to source. This isn't just any dress. This is wearable art. This is a dress that when people are wearing it, again, you're designing this dress. So when people wear it, what do they feel like? So much of identity comes sometimes even from what we're wearing. Our transmission that we're sharing with the world comes from what we're wearing. The creative choices we make, again, every day, you are a creator, you're an artist, you're choosing your clothes, you're choosing your outfit, you're choosing your jewelry, makeup. You're making all these creative choices every day. How can you practice creating with more integrity? How can you take ownership into what you've created? Breathe in, breathe out. Do you see the dress? What shape is it? What color is it? If you'd prefer to create a shirt, go for it. But go ahead and see the garment. What is the message? How do people feel when they look at it? How do people feel when they wear this garment? Breathe in, breathe out. So the first level of creation is for creating reality, for being more deliberate in the kind of reality that you're experiencing, that you're bringing, that you're sharing with others. When we work on harnessing our field of consciousness, we have the ability to bring other people into our field. As the creator, as the artist, we have the ability to bring other people into our vision. What do we want to bring people into? So back to the basics, back to this dress. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What do you see? That's step 1. Step 2 is going to be to draw this item, or maybe a vision board, like maybe a few pictures that remind you of this. That's step 2, where the thought turns into something. The thought turns into a piece of paper before it becomes an actual dress. So that's step 2. Step 3, just like I have this shirt on, step 3 is you have the dress, you have the shirt. Step 4 is reflection. The dress is being experienced through other people. You're putting the dress on other people. Other people are wearing it. Other people are using it for weddings or events. You're seeing pictures, you're seeing videos. You get to experience this garment in a myriad of ways. You get to see other people experiencing this garment. It came from this moment. When you saw that dress, it came from this moment. Now, I really want you to reach out to me when this dress or shirt, if you will, comes into your experience. Maybe you see it in a store and you're like, oh my gosh, there it is. Or you see it on someone else wearing it or something very similar. Oh my gosh, there it is. That's catching the fish. That's allowing something to pop out of the imagination and into the world. That's giving birth to a new idea, or allowing it to take shape and to take form. So I love this example of clothing, because just as we all choose our clothes every day, what we're going to wear, we're also choosing our thoughts. A meditation like this one, it's going to slow down our thoughts so that we can create from a conscious place rather than an unconscious place. We've all experienced a lot of contrast. We're going to move on to something. We're going to graduate a little. That was something easy that we don't have a lot of resistance to. It's a dress, it's a shirt, no big deal, right? So we're going to basically move into something else. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel yourself in your body right now. What is it? Let's get really present. Let's not go back into the past right this second, unless it's something really pleasant that's going to help with something else that you want to re-experience. But let's be in this moment. I want you to go ahead and think of something that you are experiencing that maybe you don't like. It's a so-called problem. Maybe you've felt ill. Maybe you've had some aches and pains. Maybe it's a financial struggle. Maybe it's an excess of something, like an addiction that you want to let go of. Maybe you want to make a big move. What have you experienced lately that has been unwanted and has been contrast? You're in the support with the group. Source is with us. It's safe. Because now we're going to do the reality hacking. You may feel some resistance come up. You may feel some tightness in your chest or tightness in your body. Use your breath to make that resistance a little more airy, like an ocean breeze. Break it up. It's a big block of concrete. It's time to break it up. There is a slab of concrete that is very dense. So we're just going to pull that brick right on out. We're going to pull it out of it might be in your stomach area. It might be a wall around your heart. It might be closing on your throat chakra. It might be something calcifying your third eye, your pineal gland right between your eyes. Let's just go ahead and just take a brick, remove that brick right on out of your being. Drop the rock, drop the heaviness, release the resistance. Allow health into your life. Allow joy into your life. Allow peace into your life. Allow clarity into your life. Allow gratitude into your life, into your being. Allow inspiration into your being. This is reality. This shift of peace, of purpose is reality. Harmony is reality. Disharmony is unreality. Know your identity. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Never forget who you are. This is a remembrance of who you are. It's not about what you do. It's who you are. You are made in the image and likeness of the divine, of Source. You are a part of Source expressing itself. You are here to love, to keep your heart open, to speak your truth, to share divine wisdom, to create magical moments, magical movie moments. You are here to clean up the bugs in the program. I don't know if you've ever played a video game or watched a child play a video game, but when you're playing a video game, or even if you're not a big video game person, think Monopoly, think board game if you must. But video game, you're in the movie, you're a part of the movie. You're making countless micro decisions. Every single decision, what you learn in a video game, is every single decision you make matters, has an impact. It puts you on a different timeline. It allows you to advance to new levels. Every level is a little bit harder in a video game. What are the wins that you want today for the scoreboard? In a video game, it can be almost addicting sometimes because you want to beat the game. You want to get to the next level. There's a challenge. There's a focus there. There's desire there. Every decision matters. You could die and have to start at level 1. You could eat a mushroom or get a coin, and that could unlock a secret. That could be a permission slip. That could be a wormhole into another level, into another world. How can you take the Decision making. How can you really master every decision? Here's a little secret. Letting go. Letting go of your own personal will for the higher will. Getting in, imagine if before you play the game, you get into alignment and then you make that call, and then you send that email, and then you leave the home. Getting into alignment, and then you have that difficult conversation. How can you be a responsible creative? What are you bringing into the world? Are you creating mindfully? When people see, imagine if a video camera was following you around all the time. What are you transmitting? How are you speaking to yourself? How are you speaking to the people around you? How are you making people feel? What are you transmitting? What is your legacy? When you cook, are you infusing the food with love? Because people can feel that. Breathe in, breathe out. Let go of that resistance. Let go of the fear, the shame, the guilt. Let go. Let go of any unwanted lower vibrational energies. They are not yours. They are sticking to you. They are clinging to you. Sometimes when we make a quantum leap, we experience symptoms, cold-like, flu-like symptoms. That is a recalibration of the body. It means the mind is expanding faster than the body. So we have to mind the gap. More meditation. When we're in the meditation and we're feeling harmony and we're feeling peace and we're letting go of our resistance and we're being willing to be used, to be useful to the divine, we want to be relevant to the universe, relevant to nature, relevant to our fellow humans. When we are relevant, we receive provision. That requires a stepping out and a lot of faith. To be relevant in faith, and therefore allowing your needs to be supplied, because you're a good steward of those resources. You're a good steward when you are useful and relevant. Claim it. It's who you are. It's who you're made. It's who you're born to be. Again, breathe in, breathe out. All throughout your day, become aware and conscious of your breath, of the way it feels to be in your body, and to be a reality hacker. Who are my musicians out there? Who are my mathematicians out there? Who are my doctors out there? If I'm a surgeon and I see something that needs removal, I got to get in there and I got to remove it. I got to get the bugs out of the system. If I'm a musician and I hear myself play a false note, or if I'm an audience member and I hear a false note, it's going to take me out of the moment. It's going to take me out of the flow state. So I got to practice. There's no problem with music. If I make an error and I create a cacophony, I create discord through an error, I go back and correct the error. If I'm working on a math problem and I'm not getting the answer, math isn't the problem. I have to demonstrate. I have to work out the solution. What are you, reality hackers? What are you demonstrating? You're alive. Your heart is beating. You're here. Every time we accomplish something, we're at another level. New levels, new challenges, new contrasts. What if we bless that contrast? What if we know that it's necessary for our expansion? What if all is well? What if all is infinite mind? What if all is its infinite manifestation? What if source is here right now, all in all through us? So if you're a musician, I know you can be a reality hacker. There's constant things that you're going to see that are requiring your attention, reality hacker. You're driving on the freeway and you see something like an accident and you have a job to do. We are one. You have a job to do. You send love, you send source to those people affected. And that's a bug. That's a disharmony. That's a bug in the matrix. What's the code? Accidents are unknown to God. Are you doing daily work? We all have heard of positive affirmations. Maybe we have some of them on our mirror. That's your daily work. Meditation is your daily work, where you're developing a stillness practice and you're going general in the mind so that you can create from the heart. You can create from love. When we see someone or something that needs our help, that needs our thought or our words are powerful. Our thoughts are powerful. What can we do to serve humanity? What can we do? There's wars, there's hunger, there's shortages, there's drug problems. There's broken systems. These are all bugs in reality. How can we help eliminate abuse from the human consciousness, human trafficking from the human consciousness, disease from the human consciousness, dis-ease, lack of ease, disorder in the body? If you see something, how can you imagine the wanted? Allowing the perfect health to you, allowing the strength to you, the strong body, the strong mind, the strong relationships. How can you let go of who you think someone is so you can have a new experience with them? How can you believe that they are more than the sum of your experiences that you've personally had with them? How can you see them through the eyes of source without judgment? Love heals. All the organs in our bodies need love, need source, so they can come back into order. They can come back into alignment. Slow down, reality hacker. Slow down. Build and create and imagine with integrity. Your thoughts, feelings, and vibrations are creating your reality and therefore affecting other people's realities. What would happen if we all came together? What would happen if we all did the work, took responsibility for our own alignment? What would happen if we did random acts of kindness? It's the opposite. These codes are the opposite. When we see someone behaving in a way that doesn't seem like it has integrity, rather than condemning them, how can we see them as having the ability to act with integrity? How can we see them as a part of God? What I love about nature, what I love about the birds and the dolphins and the school of fish and the whales that migrate is they are just in the natural rhythm of things. They're just in the natural order of things. So they allow themselves to be the role that Source has assigned them. The trees grow in the natural order of things. How can we, what is our role? What is our place? The only difference is all the different thoughts we think. We need you, reality hacker. Every thought that's ever been thought is here. A lot of the residue is here. Every time someone thinks something or does something, that residue is here. And it becomes very dense, like bricks of concrete. Sometimes it gets in our bodies. Sometimes it gets in our mind. Sometimes it gets in our society, in our systems. Yet all we need is the opposite: justice, equity, equality, health, ease, harmony. So, reality hacker, it is not for you to indulge in the disharmony and the unreality. It is not for you to ignore it or spiritually bypass it. We all have, when we all come into a space, especially our own space, our own home, our own room, our own kitchen, and things are out of order, we go ahead and we put them in order. When we go into our vehicles, which are all these things are an extension of us, of our thoughts, of our thought life. We put things back in order. In the same way that you can change your furniture, change your kitchen, clean your bathroom sink, take a shower. In the same way you can do all that. The world is your canvas. How can you assist on humanity's behalf? If you see someone who's struggling with a mental health issue, a reality hacker says silently, got it. Source is your mind. You're at one with Source. And then when you look at that person and you make eye contact with them, if you can, and humanize them, they can feel the work that you've done, seeing them through the eyes of Source, seeing that they have a home. Home is a state of mind. Home is a state of being. Maybe you see someone passed out. Maybe they've drank too much or done too many drugs. And they're living in a delusion that there is substance in that there is some kind of power or substance in that drug. We all make idols out of coffee, or think that it has some power. So be careful. Be careful what you're believing in. We can encourage people to, including ourselves, to awaken from the dream, to step out of the delusion that there's any reason to operate in a state of inebriation. Inebriation doesn't have to be limited to alcohol or drugs. It could be getting drunk on anger, getting drunk on fear, inebriated, indulging in misery, indulging in negativity, complaining, pride, thinking we're better than someone, comparisons. Comparisons are odious, they're hateful. What's God's reality? What is Source's reality? What is the divine's reality? And how can we remove the bugs from the reality that we're experiencing each and every day? Maybe we see some really great language, or we see a really great video and we pass it on to our friends and family. Maybe we create a really juicy, really great, magical piece of content. And that's how we multiply the wanted, the integrity. We are here to solve the world's problems, and it starts with us. When we solve the fear problem in us, we solve it forever for others. Breathe in, breathe out, reality hacker. You're an alchemist. If there's a mess, you can clean it up. The trick is knowing what's your work and what's not. But it doesn't always take a lot of effort to think a thought, to declare something over a situation, and then that's a lightning rod, and more power can be directed towards that situation. Will you join me? Can I get some support? I'm stationed in Venice Beach, California, and I feel called as a world changer, as a reality hacker, as a light worker, part of the Enlightened World Network. I feel called to create the new, the old being a fentanyl crisis, an opiate crisis, a meth crisis, a violence crisis, right here by the beautiful ocean, and this beautiful Tongva land, this beautiful energy from the sea, this beautiful place. And there's contrast. So let's be those reality hackers, and let's, we could choose to, the language has to be very careful. If we're fighting the war on fentanyl, we're arguably creating more of it. So we have to create the new. We have to know that there is no real power in fentanyl, that we have to deal with the root of this, which is greed and money. And there's people in pain. There's people in pain. There's young kids that are in pain, and they're medicating. They're risking their lives. They're under a mesmeric state. They're under a hypnotic state. So may we, as the light workers, as the reality hackers, help to loosen those beliefs, loosen that delusion that there's a real solution in a deadly substance. Getting self out of the way, allowing the universe to handle it, allowing source to handle it, allowing source to fill each and every one of these people that are afflicted by one drug or another. There's so many ways, misguided attempts to feel better out there. So thank you, Reality Hackers. Thank you, Enlightened World Network, for providing a divine medicine through the meditation, through the teamwork. Do not be afraid. Do not be mesmerized. Allow source to fill you. Allow source to heal you. Let go of the fear, maybe feeling a little overwhelmed. What can we do? Maybe we're not, where can we let go of any kind of an addiction or a compulsion, an unhealthy habit in our lives? How can we love ourselves? How can we be lucid and clear so we can fully heal, feel, and deal? Here's that code again. Accidents are unknown to source. Accidents are unknown to source. Accidents are unknown to source. There's a lot of accidental overdoses when it comes to the fentanyl crisis. Accidents are unknown to source. May the thought move. May the pattern be broken. May there be a solution. May justice be served. May people in leadership stop creating unconsciously, unmindfully. May the greed be dealt with. How are we greedy? Again, the magic is in changing ourselves. Thank you for doing this meditation. Thank you for being here for such a time as this. Thank you for being willing to be still and lucid. Thank you for being willing to look at yourselves. When we look at ourselves and we make the correction ourselves, we let go of the fear, we let go of the anger, we let go of the shame, we let go of the selfishness. It's hard sometimes to look at that. Where are we greedy? And how can we surrender this situation to the divine so that we can operate in a reality where we're witnessing solutions? The puzzles are getting worked out. The problems are getting solved, just like in a movie. What movies are you watching? What movies are you giving your consent over to? In order to go to the movie theater, you have to give your consent like 7 times. And you can walk out at any time. What movie are we watching in our lives? If we're watching an unwanted movie, it's time to change the channel. It's time to walk out of the theater. We don't have to give our consent anymore. Asking ourselves, why is this in my movie? If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Why is this in my movie? How can I help? So much of how you can help is staying calm, letting go of fear, taking action, and kindness. And meditating, doing your part, Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being an awake soul. Thank you for being part of the spiritual awakening. Thank you for helping with the shift. Thank you for helping to create the new. How can we receive source? How can we make room for the divine? How can we make room for source? Make room for love, appreciation. Again, take a few more of those bricks of matter out. You are spiritual. You are not material. You are spiritual. Get those bricks out. They're popping out. This dense energy, this old, dense, stale energy. Release it. Release it. Release it. Thank you for tuning your sixth sense today. The five physical senses do not always give you the clearest picture. It's very important to meditate and see what's in the mind's eye. Feel the love, feel the peace. Bring the heavenly frequencies to the earthly plane, attune to nature. Work out the bugs, work out the errors, correct the notes, correct the false notes. We cannot build on a false foundation. We have to build on a stable foundation. So if you find an error in your knitting, go back and correct it. Don't just ignore it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing this work. Thank you for imagining a future, just like John Lennon did with his song Imagine. What do we want to create? And what do we want to see? What do we want to experience? More health, more ease, more integrity, more problem solving, better systems, less delusion, more decentralized healthcare. Thank you for taking charge of your mental health and your physical health today and being a member of the human race, the human condition. Showing up for loved ones and acquaintances with more integrity, more love, more power, more joy. Being a light. It's safe to shine. It's safe to be a lighthouse. It's safe to be a safe place. It's safe to be a haven. You're recharging your battery, finding your alignment, finding your integrity. It is done. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, reality hackers. Thank you for cleaning up the bugs in the matrix with me today. Thank you for continuing this work, becoming more lucid. Thank you for releasing your resistance. Thank you for releasing false beliefs. Thank you for seeing through the eyes of love, through the eyes of source. Okay, let's slowly just come back. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a spiritual activist today. See you next time.